What do you do when somebody lowballs you for a gig? And here's what I mean. Somebody calls you up, asks you to play this gig, and you're great. And you're like, great, what are the details? And they send you all the details and then they give you the price. And the price is not what you think it was. Almost to the point where you're like, this is insulting. I'm not even going to dignify this offer with a response. And this is a situation I've encountered all throughout my career. And this is a great situation. You can look at this as a great opportunity to build your network. Or you could look at this as an opportunity to put your foot down and let people know who's in charge and really do nothing for your career. Now, here's what I mean. When I was younger and in this situation, somebody would make an offer to me that wasn't worth my time. I've invested a lot of time and effort and a lot of money into developing my skills, and I've made a lot of sacrifices for my career. And when I was younger and someone offered me less than I thought I was worth, I got personally offended, and I probably might have been like a little bit snarky or combative. And I would say, yeah, I'm not going to do this gig unless you pay me this much money, or something like, good luck finding someone who, pay for that amount of money. And I may have been right in some weird way or justified in some weird way in those situations. But saying it that way was doing me no favors. So today, somebody more or less offered me a gig, and I asked for the details. And long story short, like the details with the day and the time and the amount of, they wanted me to do a rehearsal, and the amount of pay involved, it just, for me at this point in my life, my career, it just didn't make sense. Doesn't mean it was a bad gig. It was just like, oh, I have some other things that this is going to conflict with, and I'm not sure if I'm your guy for this. Um, and I also told this person who contacted me, I'm like, listen, I'm going to level with you. A lot of drummers in town, like worth their salt, they're probably going to ask for this much, and it's going to be a significant amount above your budget. And this person responded saying, yeah, I know that, and I've been struggling with that lately. And, I've lucked out a couple times by having some good drummers play for, like, drummers that got the job done for that price. But, I know that, especially this time of year, it's busy season here in Nashville. We're all the tourists, and there's a lot of jobs. Gigs are aplenty right now. So, of course, people are going to be asking for more because they have more options. And I was really like, I felt for the person, and I knew that I wasn't the right fit for that gig. But then I thought, can I help somebody else out with this gig? Because I know a few newer people in town who are looking for gigs, and they have a day job, and they're just trying to break into the scene. And they've talked to me or they've posted online saying, what can I do to break into the scene? I'm really trying to get there. And there's one guy who I've been chatting with. He even came down to one of my gigs, and I was trying to get him to sit in, but it just wasn't the right time. Um, but I said, you know what? Let me link these two people up. So I think I got this drummer I knew. I think I got him on this gig that was offered to me. And so instead of me burning one bridge, or not even burning a bridge, but saying, nah, not into it, I made two friends, kind of. I said, all right, here's someone who asked me to do the gig, and I couldn't do the gig, but I was able to help them. And then I was also able to help another drummer, because I know what it's like trying to break in. I'm trying to break in. I'm trying to break into different things as well. And, it's always nice to have somebody looking out for you. But also, it could be very well that one of these two people, a year or two down the road, they are miles ahead of me in their career, and they're like big superstars. It's possible, and nothing is impossible here in Nashville. But if that's the case, I've built a positive connection with both of those people. And we're always climbing up and down the ladder. You know, sometimes we're going up, sometimes we're going down, sometimes it's a little back and forth. But you're always going to need someone's help somewhere along the way. And the people who you're passing by on your way up, one day they may be passing by you, and you may need to ask them for a hand. So instead of making, I wouldn't say an enemy, but instead of me just doing nothing with an offer, instead of except going to my other musician friends saying, "Oh, this jerk offered me this money. I told him no way. You got to pay me $1,000." It's not what I was gonna do, but instead of doing that, I spent a little bit more time, put a little bit more thought into it, and found a way where I could really help other people out in the community. And that's one great thing about Nashville, and I think just about drummers everywhere, is that we're really into helping each other out. So, long story short, the best way to get a gig is to give someone else a gig. You never know what it's going to turn into in the future. One of these two people would call me for help again in the future, since I was able to help them in this circumstance, and I would do it again in a heartbeat, because people have done it for me as well. So instead of thinking about trying to establish yourself as an alpha, or drawing your boundaries, which is all fine, think about doing it in a way where you can help other people, and you can build your network, and you can build your community, because you can't do it alone.